After facing severe backlash for taking down campaign materials posted in private properties, the COMELEC says it will review its rules on Oplan Backlash. The camp of presidential candidate Leni Robredo is now exploring its remedies against the poll body after receiving complaints from its volunteers regarding Oplan Backlash. And with the continued drop in COVID cases, the Octa Research Group says a downgrade to Alert Level 1 in NCR is possible by March. Focused and fearless. Here's everything you need to know to jumpstart your weekend. I'm Riza Diaz. After receiving public backlash over its implementation of Oplan Backlash, the COMELEC says it's now revisiting its guidelines. But the poll body maintains it can still take legal actions for those who refuse to take down unlawful campaign materials. Mobile journalist Jacob Lazaro tells us more in this report.
COMELEC has been hounded by criticisms these past few days. This comes after officials tore down alleged oversized campaign materials in private properties.
Kaiyak naman, sayang pera ng mga volunteers.
But the question is, does size really matter? COMELEC spokesperson James Jimenez said commissioners are taking concrete steps to review their provisions in Resolution 10730.
We have COMELEC commissioners looking at the issue already. There's no guarantee na mangyayari yan, but certainly we're open to the possibility.
Section 6 of the resolution states that the maximum size for campaign materials is 2 feet by 3 feet, but the main issue is whether COMELEC can actually enter into private properties and take down campaign paraphernalias. Election lawyer Emil Marañon said due process should still be followed.
Magpapadala muna sila ng sulat. So in that letter, actually, you have 3 days to either contest or reason out why your poster is not illegal and should not be removed.
The issue now stems from how a 2015 Supreme Court ruling will be interpreted. In that decision, the High Court favored the Diocese of Bacolod for putting up a so-called advocacy tarpaulin on reproductive health law. The judges also said that the COMELEC has no right to regulate expression of private citizens. But the COMELEC argues free speech can be regulated when it's already election propaganda. For Marañon, the difference between election propaganda or advocacy paraphernalia may be blurry.
Kung pinaglalaban mo ba yung kandidato because naniniwala ka sa values na nire-represent niya, hindi ba advocacy yun? So again, it's a question of ano yung scope ng advocacy na tinatawag natin.
While both Jimenez and Marañon agree that property owners have the right to refuse the removal of their campaign materials, Jimenez said that they are considering taking legal actions against them.
If there's prior notice and the materials are not taken down, then baka magkaroon ng kaso.
Mobile journalist Jacob Lazaro, we are One News.
Presidential aspirant Leni Robredo's camp says they are surprised of COMELEC's implementation of Oplan Backlash. In an interview with The Big Story, Robredo's spokesperson, Attorney Barry Gutierrez, said that by encroaching on private property, the COMELEC has clearly gone beyond its mandate under the Fair Elections Act.
This is really clearly beyond what the COMELEC is empowered to do, and we hope that the review of their own rules by the Commission will actually make that clear.
Gutierrez also said that they are now thinking of all available remedies, even possibly going as far as taking legal action against the poll body.
We're already in consultation with several lawyers. We're still studying the possible options, but definitely we will take action.
Meanwhile, the PNP says the cops who participated in taking down campaign paraphernalias will be sanctioned. Speaking to 1PH, PNP spokesperson Jean Fajardo said that the police duty is limited to providing security to election officials. She added that they are now investigating cops who were filmed taking down campaign materials.
Iniimbestigahan na nga po natin ito nga na-report sa ating mga social media, yung actual na pagbabaklas nga po dito sa Santiago Isabela at kung ito po ay mapapatunayan na nagkaroon po ng paglabag doon sa strict implementation po ng ating Oplan Backlash po ay mahaharap po sa kasong administratibo yung mga pulis.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. As COVID-19 cases continue to drop, the Octa Research Group says a downgrade to Alert Level 1 in NCR by March is possible. Jen Kalimon has the report.
From a record-breaking 39,000 cases last January 15, daily new COVID-19 infections have since dropped to less than 3,000 in the past 5 days. For the Health Department, this means that the Philippines is now over the Omicron variant hump. All regions except Cordillera and Davao region are now under low risk for COVID-19.
Well, insofar as the Omicron is concerned, we can say that. But whether there's going to be another variant of concern, it's not for us to say when or whether it will or it will not come.
With this, the Octa Research Group supports the possible government move to place Metro Manila under alert level by March. Based on their projections, the positivity rate in the region will be lower than 5%, and the average daily attack rate will only be at 2 per 100,000 population by next month. The DoH said 99% of NCR residents have been fully vaccinated against the virus.
May not be at very low risk yet, according to our metrics, but it would be sufficiently low that I think there would be minimal risk of a surge, of a resurgence. And that's why I think we could actually de-escalate to alert level 1 by March 1. I mean, this is in the NCR. And plus, we have a high number of vaccinations, and that should help us, mitigate any risks of a surge.
Under Alert Level 1, it is expected that restrictions in indoor and outdoor capacities will be removed. However, Octa remains firm that face masks should be the last to go.
Why I don't think we should rush to remove the face mask restriction, because as we move to Alert Level 1, public transportation and establishments will probably have 100% capacity. So that means there will be no social distancing. So the only intervention left will be face masks. So I don't think it should be, we should be in a hurry to get rid of face masks.
NCF Special Advisor Dr. Ted Herbosa earlier said that the country might go maskless come fourth quarter this year if the downtrend continues. But for Octa, further assessment should first be done before implementing this kind of rule.
If cases are probably, very low by the fourth quarter or zero, I mean, we hope so, then, we could probably have maskless Christmas. But I think this is something that should be studied before it's implemented.
Reporting for News 5, Jen Kalimon, we are One News.
Malacanang disputed a statement from the World Health Organization that a drop in testing is likely contributing to the global decline of COVID-19 cases. The palace said that in the Philippines, COVID cases are already on a real downward trend because of the vaccination efforts and observing minimum public health standards. Meanwhile, the Octa Research Group said the number of people who test positive in NCR has dropped to only 6%. Professor Guido David says the region's positivity rate is still considered as moderate, almost within the ideal 5% or below set by the WHO. Meanwhile, the DoH Tag says a fourth dose or second booster shot is not yet in the horizon for the Philippines. DoH Tag member Dr. Edsel Salvania said that the primary series of inoculations is the most important because even without boosters, it will continue to protect against severe disease. Now, should there be a fourth dose, Salvania said this might have to be targeted to prioritize workers, senior citizens, and people with comorbidities. Malacanang confirms that Environment Secretary Roy Cimatu has resigned from his post due to health reasons. Cimatu submitted his resignation to President Duterte last Monday. Now, the palace wishes Cimatu good health as he transitions from government service to private life. Earlier today, Cimatu was in the Baywalk to check the progress of the rehabilitation at the Manila Bay Dolomite Beach. DENR Undersecretary Jim Salpuna has been appointed as officer in charge after Cimatu's resignation. And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us later again at 9 in the morning as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Riza Diaz. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.